Okay, so for the second scale, I'll be showing the Williamson exercise protocol. So basically, the indication and purpose of it uh, is for someone that has increased pain when they're lying down, walking, uh, or standing, and they have decreased pain when they're sitting. It can be the case that someone may have weak abdominal tone, and it's useful for certain people that have That's, well, it's very helpful for people that have certain conditions like degenerative disc disease, um, spinal stenosis, or even facet joint irritation. Um, so that's why, with regards to the rationale, it's helpful for these kind of conditions because ease the um, it'll ease the stenosis placed on the spinal canal. It'll reduce the stress on the facet joints, and it'll open up the vertebral foramen. It even stretches out the thoracolumbar fascia. So the first exercise I'm going to show is the pelvic tilts. So get on the floor, lay supine. So lay supine with the tilting the pelvis posteriorly, so that we're also engaging the glutes and we're keeping a flat back. So we want to do this by using the legs as least as possible, or not using the legs at all. And we try to stay in this position for about 10 seconds. So now we assume 10 seconds has passed. So with regards to parameters, holding this 10-second position, I would advise the patient to do it for 6 times, so 6 reps and 3 sets. The next exercise is going to be the single leg to chest. So once again, laying supine, knees bent. Bring one leg to the chest and hold that position for 5 to 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you would alternate legs. And with regards to parameters for this, I would advise for the patient to do this for 4 sets and 6 reps on each leg, holding the 5 to 10 seconds. Next exercise is similar, so it's going to be the double knee to chest. So once again, starting supine, both knees bent, and you bring one leg at a time to the chest and hold that position 5 to 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you bring one leg at a time down. With regards to parameters, once again, I would advise the patient to do 4 sets of 6 reps, holding the 5 to 10 seconds each time. Next exercise is going to be the partial sit-up. So once again, starting supine, making sure the patient has a proper pelvic tilt. And now what the patient will be doing is lifting their head and shoulders off the floor and hold that position for 2 to 3 seconds. I'll show a couple reps. So that I would advise the patient to do 3 sets of 10 reps. So next I'll be showing the the seated hamstring stretch. So patient is seated like so with the legs in front. The ankles are dorsiflexed, and the patient tries to reach forward with their hands towards their ankles. And obviously something I need to work on for my flexibility. But yeah, the patient will hold this position for 20 seconds for 3 sets. So next is going to be the hip flexor stretch. So patient starts out in the stretch lunge position, uh, and the axilla on the side where the knee is out is gonna bend forward so that it's in contact with the knee, and they're gonna straighten out their other leg so that they could put a stretch on the iliopsoas. And yeah, so ideally that position would be maintained for 30 seconds, and I advise the patient to do that for 3 sets. Next is going to be the deep squat. So pretty much almost like a standard squat, but you're just going all the way to the floor. So feet shoulder width apart. And then make sure the back straight, of course. Proper alignment, proper posture, chin tuck. And you go down, all the way down to the floor like so. So I'd advise the patient to do 3 sets of 8 reps. It may not seem like a lot, but when dealing with an athlete that's going through the rehab process or clinical population, this looks harder and more challenging than it seems, especially since they're having to go all the way down.